Hello and welcome to another episode of the VU Babe podcast. This is season 2. I'm your host, Rachel Weaver, and if you are listening and haven't subscribed yet, either on YouTube or on Apple Podcasts, please consider doing that. Greatly appreciate it, and it helps me get the message out. All right, we're on to another year. How fast did 2022 go? I don't even know. Why does every year get faster and faster? But here we are. We're in January again, and we just got back from 2.5 weeks of being gone, actually. We went to Minnesota for Christmas and spent with the family, and then we went to Florida to sit on the beach for a week, which was absolutely stunning and so good for the soul. But now I'm back and I'm ready to ease into things. I will say jumping back in goes, whew. But I am really excited about some things that I'm working on and goal setting for in the next quarter and a half, more than that. I know as an MG that planning too far ahead is problematic. It's problematic in that I get really overwhelmed. And then if things don't change, if things do change or the vision changes or something like that, it throws everything off and it throws me off. So I've learned to have a concrete vision of kind of where I want to go, but it's loose, right? And for me, it's really creating a business that works for my life, that allows us to live the life that we want to live while helping people doing things that I absolutely love to do. And I love doing lots of different things. So I've always kept that what I love to do part really open to whatever that is, and allowing things to change and grow as I change and grow has really been life-giving in terms of goal setting for the beginning of the year. But this episode, I wanted to talk about it from a human design perspective and how each type really can look at their business and goal set in a way that's going to work for their human design type, their aura type. And then a few questions more beyond that, that everyone can ask themselves, right? So let's just dive in. We're going to learn about the 5 different human design types and really how to harness that aura type to set a goal and a vision for your business for 2023. Manifestors. It's vision, always. Every manifestor I meet, it's your vision. What do you see is possible for people that no one else is talking about yet? What is that vision? Really connect into and be as specific as possible of what that vision is and where you want to take people. If you don't know where you want to take people, then it's time to sit back and go, take that time for yourself to figure out what have you accomplished? What have you learned that you can now teach other people to do, right? Especially in the coaching industry, life coach, visions coach, especially with that. And if you're in the healing modalities, really, what can that healing modality that you know so well, how can it change someone's life in a way that no one's talking about yet? You are these leading edge people that are really thinking outside the box. Not to say that other types can't, because they can, but manifestors really get into your groove and your creative flow when you are thinking outside the box. Mani-gens. What are you wanting to, those passions, what are you bringing together that you want to go all in on in 2023? What are you combining in a really unique way that you're I'm all in on this for the next whatever, right? If 6 months feels good, if a year feels good, if 5, right? Mani-gens were all built a little differently. And your ability to go, I'm all in for a year, or I'm all in for 6 months or 3 months or whatever. It's different for each one. So it's really going and being honest with yourself. I can commit to a year. I committed to a year on the podcast and I made it. I think if I hadn't committed to a year on that, I would have quit a long time ago. But I committed and I was willing to do the hard stuff and to keep going when I didn't want to do it. I committed to it and I said a year, and that felt really good. That felt like I can do this and it'll allow me to see some type of fruit for my labor But then I can still choose at the end of that year if I want to keep going and putting my energy into it. Okay. So what are you willing to commit to, willing to go all in and really be there present, doing the hard work when you don't want to do it? And for what amount of time? You're combining those passions. So bringing those passions together is really, really important in this new year. Okay. Generators, what is your passion that you're like, yes, this is it. This is the passion that I want to go all in on and learn to mastery, right? You're honing something so deeply that the more and more and more you do it, the more and more you learn, the better and better it gets. So what are you really wanting to commit to in 2023? That you're like, I want to go so deep and learn this so much. And if you're not there yet, I'm not willing to commit, then maybe it's a year of experimenting or 3 months of experimenting, and allow yourself that time to try lots of different things and figure out what you do want to commit to. If we can't commit honestly, 3 months I think is the minimum on any type of strategy, any type of thing. Because you need time to be able to catch up to you, right? You need people to be able to catch up to what you're doing. 3 months is a minimum. If you can't commit to showing up and doing the thing for 3 months, then it's not the right thing for you. So I just want to throw that out there. Projectors, mastery of your system. What is your system that needs to be honed? Maybe there's a part of it that you really want to dive more into. Maybe you're really hoping to get it in front of more people so you can really tap into how this works in a deep, meaningful way for your clients. What about your system do you need to hone and learn even more about in 2023? Reflectors, it's what are you feeling inspired to create? What is being called through you? And what are people missing that you know you can help them with, right? What is missing it within the industry, within life? And you're like, this piece I can help you solve. What is being called through you in that way? And then for those questions that everyone can ask themselves is, how do you want to feel in 2023? I want to feel like work is really light. Like I can sit down and just do it. I don't need time to transition as much. And I can pop in and out without feeling scattered. I have to, within our life, I have to be able to go in and out of things really quickly, just because we're homeschooling and doing all the things. I need even more so not to have that transition. I want it to feel really light and easy, like I can jump right into things. So making sure the structure of my business, making sure I have the help and the support to be able to do that. I also really want to feel like everything is automated. 2023 is the year of automation for me. I want so many things automated. I want so many things. I could go into it, but it starts with the low ticket funnel that I'm building and automation on really building the audience for me. I'm ready for that. I'm so ready for that. So how do you want to feel going into 2023? And then the second question is, are there any projects you want to accomplish? And I think this is a fun question because it gets you thinking outside the box. It could be projects for work. It could be projects within your life. But what projects do you want to accomplish? For me, I want to build a low ticket automated funnel. That's one project. I can see a couple more of those funnels throughout the year, even potentially. I really want to paint our house. That's a project. I really, really want to decorate our bedroom. We lived here a year and a half and it still has the same gray paint. I'm ready for that project to come to life. So what are these things that are calling you that you're like, I want to accomplish? And you can look back on 2023 and go, oh my gosh, I did this and this and this and this, right? And then the last question is, what are those quarterly goals that you can set that will get you to that bigger vision that we talked about in the beginning? What are by March, what do you want to have done and accomplished within your business that you have control over, right? So, I mean, it could be growing your audience, but what specifically about growing your audience? Is it on a certain platform? How are you going to do that? What strategy are you committing to for the next 3 months in order to grow your audience to a certain size, right? Getting really specific about how you want to accomplish that little piece will give you the knowledge and the feedback, the real life feedback, to be able to go, okay, what worked, what didn't work, and what can I carry forward? This really comes from the 90 week? No, that's not it. The 90-day year. That's it. 90-day year. And I can't remember who it's by, but I love that book. I follow that book, and you accomplish so much because you're laying out really specific things that are going to ultimately get you to your bigger vision. But at the end of that 90, it's like a sprint to that finish line, and you're able to really analyze what worked and what didn't work. And coming from someone, I hate analytics. I get so distracted when I have to look at the numbers because I start to get like anxious about it. It's not my favorite thing. But that 90-day year allowed me to separate the two and go, what is the goal that I'm going after? Setting the goal correctly, and really making huge headway towards it. And then you can see where the next 90 days will then feed into the next step, to the next step, to the next step. So really looking at using your aura type in the way that is meant to work, right? And designing your vision around that, I think has been a game changer in my own business, and as well as how I'm coaching clients to do it for themselves as well. So 2023, here we come, baby. You ready? Are you ready? No call to action on this unless you would love to come share what your vision is for 2023 with me. I would love to hear it. I'm love to cheer you on. I have so much coming for this channel and for this podcast and what I want it to be in the next year. I am committing to another year because I know that the impact is only going to grow. So happy 2023, and I so look forward to chatting with you more.